Welcome back, my extraterrestrial mafia. This is New Toon Tuesday, and I am Alien. And today we're going to go over a scrapper build that's electric fire. And this is actually a pretty popular farming build from back in the day, just because of the massive AOE and the massive resistances towards smashing lethal and fire. So, I mean, every build's fun. This one was interesting to try and get everything that you need for the build. So we got all the knockback. We got the Kismet proc. We have extra resistance scaling for when you lose life. So this will give up to 10% at low life. It gives 3% right off the bat. We have steadfast protection plus 3 in defense for right here in fire shield. And we split up the superior scrapper strike to 2 different powers so we can get the maximum amount of defense out of it. So 5% smash and lethal defense and 3% hit points from here, and the same thing from over here. And we also get more damage and smash and lethal resistance from 3 slots of obliteration in each power as well. Blazing Aura. I've always built AoE toggles like this for a long time now. There was a time in live when I learned about this trick and I was like, it's amazing. So here we have a chance for knockdown in it. So it'll periodically knock down enemies around you. Chance for resist debuff, so this will boost all your damage. But most importantly, you have the chance for damage in here. So you have chance for fire and chance for energy. And any more in here, you could swap out this one for something else, so you can have more damage procs from those IOs individually or all at once. It's pretty random. It's, I think, 3 times every minute or something like that. So it's really good. It does more damage this way than if you're to actually buff the damage of the power itself. So ever since I learned it, I've always done it this way. It's really good. Jacob's Ladder has the 50% crit proc in here, while the Thunderstrike has the other one, critical hit bonus. Build Up has the Gaussian synchronized fire control in it, because this will trigger either every time you fire off build up or every other time you hit fire off build up. So you can time when to get that extra oomph in your attacks. Healing Flames 5 slotted, get the smash and lethal resistance out of Numenous, along with the ++ IO from Numenous. So this is good. Hasten 2 slots, didn't get perma hasten, but this particular build I don't aim for perma hasten, but recharge is always nice to have, because that increases your DPS because your power is recharged faster. Chain induction, some people don't like it. I like it. For some builds I've done before, I don't take it because I need those power slots. But here it's quite nice. You could just fire it off once, and it'll just chain enemies as you're attacking. Burn. Obliteration is a really good set. It's got really good set bonuses. Problem is that it doesn't have great endurance reduction. So 18.55% is very low. So if you put this in a power that has a high endurance cost, and you're going to be draining your endurance quickly, unless it's in like a nuke. But for burn, it's perfect. 5.2 endurance cost base. So it's already cheap. So you don't need the endurance reduction in it. So obliteration is a perfect set for burn. Fire Embrace, just a recharge. Consume, we got consume. Might not need consume, but it's nice to have when you get endurance drain from Freak Show and Carnival of Shadows and things like that. It comes in handy. Water Spout, I'm a big fan of Water Spout. We didn't need the 5th slot here like I normally do, because that's ranged defense and energy negative defense. It'd be nice, but getting something else somewhere else was more important than having that defense. Temperature protection. I'm not a big fan of this power because it doesn't really help that much. because you cap your fire resistance right off the bat. A little bit of cold resistance it gives us, it's not much, and there's not a lot of cold damage in the game in generally. But it does give slow resistance, and that's the part that it kind of sucks to lose because I don't usually grab this power because I'd rather grab other powers. But in this case, we went ahead and grabbed it because we got everything we needed. So we went ahead and grabbed it. It saved us a slot for the Gladiator's Armor proc instead of having this use up a slot in another resistance power. So it saves a slot for us. Lightning Clap. Back in the day, we used to always like skip Lightning Clap and things like that because knockback is a decrease in DPS for the group. So there wasn't any real necessary use of Lightning Clap and other things like that. But because we got a new set called Sudden Acceleration, this converts knockback to knockdown. So I went ahead and 3-slotted this to get the knockback to knockdown in it, and then accuracy and recharge in it, and a little bit of endurance. So this actually comes in handy. It's a 15-foot radius. So you just hit it and you knock down everything around you. And then also stuns enemies for 15 seconds. So this will actually stun enemies longer than the recharge itself. But this will only stun minions and below, unless it's stacked. So it's just a convenient power, and it doesn't do knockback anymore. It's knockdown. So it'll come in handy to keep yourself alive just a little bit longer if you're struggling. And then we grabbed Rise of the Face because we got all the necessary powers we needed. If you want, you can switch it out for Hibernate, or you can switch out Temperature Protection for Hibernate and move the Panacea IO to Hibernate so that you can put this extra slot down here onto Plasma Shield to get the Gladiator's Armor. You won't lose any numbers-wise. You just lose the slow resistance, and you'll gain the tier 9 of, oh boy, I'm going to die soon. So you can hit this and just be invulnerable. You'll lose aggro though, so if you have friends, your friends will get attacked once you go into the ice. So, numbers wise, we got 46.2% defense to Smash and Lethal. We got a good amount. There's no defense debuff resistance in this build. So once you get hit by something, it'll drop you down. This is just to protect you from Smash and Lethal damage as a buffer or against enemies that don't have defense debuff powers. So it's not necessary to push this up too high, just you want to push it to above 45. So we got there, and then we start working in other things. So we were working in more resistances, 68%, working in hit points and regen, and all the other fun stuff. Again, we went to the agility core. I say this in every video. Agility core it's one of my favorite incarnate abilities. It's kind of helps you out in general everything. Recharge rate will help you out in survivability. It'll help you out in damage. It'll help you out with endurance, with consume. It's just everything. It's just in general, it'll help with everything. And then defense buffs, because I like defense, but I also like to build everything, as you guys all know. And one more thing. Actually, 2 more things. So Water Spout, I have the knockback to knockdown conversion in it, so you don't have to worry about the knockback here. And then the Kismet IO here, it's not 6% accuracy, it's 6% to hit. I have tested in the game, it is 6% to hit. I even checked the combat attributes, it is 6% to hit. So the name is wrong, but it's to hit in both here and in game. So, and super speed. So, and because the person, so I do builds that people request. There's a link in the description for my spreadsheet. It's just a Google spreadsheet. You can enter in your information there if you want me to do a build. It's quite fun. I'm entertained by doing things like this because I'm like a puzzle. I like doing puzzles. So it's super nice, and I'm looking forward to doing one of your builds. So I'm AlienMafia. Thanks for coming. Leave a like if you like how the builds are. Comment down below if you have any questions. I do comment on them if you look at all my past videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.